gather round, children and motherfuckers, and let Grandpa Brad tell you a little story about how Hideo Itami sucks. Oh my god. So, alright. So Hideo Itami, WWE rechristened him. Hideo Itami's actually Kenta in the WWE. He is probably one of the most popular Japanese wrestlers ever. This is a guy that where CM Punk got his finishing move from the GTS. The fireman's carry, dropping the face onto the knee. Kenta's, popular. He's stiff, just like almost everybody in Japan. People in Japan are stiff, guys. It's kind of like they're watching porno 24/7, right? They're always stiff. Get it? Ha ha ha. So anyway, Hideo Itami, guys. I gotta enter him into the illustrious series here on my channel. Hideo Itami sucks. How you doing? Yeah, so here we go, guys. So Kenta, Hideo Itami, call him what you will. The guy didn't get over as big as they thought he was in NXT. It's their fault. It's his fault. It's not you. It's me. It's not me. It's you. I don't know who it is, whose fault it is, but Hideo Itami didn't get over like they thought he was. He got injured and he came back, and he didn't have the same thing. It didn't work out how they thought it was going to. He's a legend in Japan, and you know he just didn't get over like they thought he was. And the thing is, you look at the guy, and he looks like an average schmuck. I mean, it's the same thing like with Nakamurphy, but at least Nakamurphy, has mannerisms and shaves one side of his head, and he's got the whole gimmick with the really, with the theme music and everything. So at least Nakamurphy's got a couple of things going for him. But hey, I was saying to myself, and I said it in my Raw review, if we're going to give a nickname to Nakamurphy, we got to be fair. We got to give a nickname to Hideo Itami. So I thought, why not go with Hideo Idiocracy? Sounds good to me. Anyway, I'm sorry, guys, but there's no room for voting on this. This is the official nickname, whatever. You know what? If you guys want to give a few suggestions, go ahead. I'll probably say it in a future video. But I'm going with Hideo Idiocracy here. And why did I come up with Hideo Idiocracy? Is he an idiot? Is he the head of a democracy that's idiotic like the movie? I don't. The thing is, the guy fucking cracked someone's jaw wide open, and it was Dash of the Revival. Takes this guy, does a move that he's a pro, right, guys? He knows what he's doing to work the stiff style. Well, somehow he breaks the guy's jaw. And if I don't know what the opinion is on this or anything. It wasn't a very widely circulated story. Believe it or not, I knew that Dash was injured, but I didn't know who injured him. And then I find out that it's Hideo Idiocracy. Kenta! So he injures this guy. No repercussions are given. I don't understand. Why aren't these guys punished for injuring people? For being reckless. Seth Rollins, he gets off scot-free. He ended the career of a legend. So Finn Balor, he injures Finn Balor. He injures Sting. He injures a legend. And there's no repercussions for that. He goes on. He wins more titles, Seth Rollins. I mean, come on. It's enough already with this guy. And so then you have good old Hideo Idiocracy, and he ends up injuring a guy with his finishing move. And I talked about this in my Raw review. Seth Rollins gets his curb stomp taken away because it might potentially injure somebody. I never injured anybody, but it might because it looks pretty dangerous. But somehow, some way, Hideo Idiocracy is still able to do his finishing move even though he actually did injure somebody. So you see, take away the move that might potentially injure somebody, but then, just leave the the finishing move that actually did injure somebody. So that makes a lot of sense. That really is excellent logic by the WWE. We got to really applaud them on that one. It makes perfect sense, right? The act of what could happen versus the actual act itself actually happening. That's okay. So, that's perfect logic. You really can't argue with logic right there. I mean, really, you couldn't come up with a better way of thinking, a thought process than that. So he injures this guy, takes several months off his career. I don't know how long the guy's been gone, several months, and doesn't face any repercussions. And now they're just gonna throw this guy into 205 Live exactly where he belongs. Why fuckboy Balor is not going along with him when they're standing side by side on Raw, the exact same size, and both look like average Joe schmucks. I mean, that's the thing about this guy. What I never understood in Japan, you used to have guys that were at least big, and they might have looked like something at least. And then you look at Hideo Idiocracy Kenta over here, and he looks like nothing. Looks like a plain Jane average schmuck. Does not look like anything fucking special. Now the fans want to get all crazy. Oh, he's a big star on Raw. They're throwing him in 205 Live, guys, okay? He's not wrestling. He's not going to win. But, people are already saying it now. I can hear them. Oh, I want to see Hideo Itami versus Brock Lesnar because they were both in Japan. Dream match. Dream match. Yeah, this is... And don't, say, oh, Brad, that won't happen. Because people really wanted to see Fuckboy versus Brock Lesnar, Finn Balor versus Brock Lesnar, and that's not going to happen. But people wanted it. So, you got AJ versus Brock. I wanted to see that too. We got it. But you're not going to see this stupid match that you want to see with Finn Balor versus Brock. So just, get rid of any type of dream you have of seeing Hideo Idiocracy versus Brock Lesnar. It's not going to happen. It never will happen. It's going to be a stupid match. And once again, it's the same story with Fuckboy. It's the same story with Nakamurphy. It's the same story with Asuka, with Ass Crack. I don't fucking know. It's the same. They wrestled in Japan. Say, it's always the same thing. They wrestled in Japan. They get a free pass. They don't need to get over. They don't need to impress. They don't need to do anything. Decorate them with all the titles in the fucking organization because they wrestle in Japan. Bow down to these great people because they stepped foot into a country known as Japan and wrestled in the Tokyo Dome. Let's just forget about all logic and forget what it means to be over. Let's forget about character and drawing power and everything. Let's ignore the fact that the ratings are down. Oh, Japanese wrestlers could lead us to the promised land. They could act as the Moses of the wrestling world and lead us into a new age. This is what fucking Meltzer Magoo and Wade Keller spend their whole days talking about in their newsletters and podcasts, right? The Japanese wrestling knows best. If only WWE could be like New Japan, then WWE would be amazing. It's like, did they realize that shit will not get over because that's Japan and this is the U.S. and we do things differently? It's significantly different here than it is in Japan. And that is the reason why WWE got over, because they were Americana during the Attitude Era and back in the 80s. They did things that appealed to Americans. They entertained. They made us laugh. In Japan, they clapped during matches. When is the last time that you saw people in America clapping during matches? You watch a Japanese match and you'll hear it like silence, and then a move will be performed. Oh, excellent maneuver! Or an excellent maneuver there. Yeah. So you see that there's a big difference between the audience. You have to play to the audience, and if you try to pull that shit and make it super serious, oh, it's a sport here. It's not a sport. It's fake. It's entertainment, guys. You're not gonna get a Tokyo Dome with people clapping like seals. It's just not going to happen. This is not the correct forum to do that in. So, you could dream and you could pray and you could hope that WWE might, but you're going to have to settle for watching it on Access TV, guys. You're going to have to watch your little New Japan on Access TV because the WWE is going to learn sooner or later that these Japanese schmucks are not the way to go and that there is a reason why McMahon stayed away from these guys for so long. He learned his lesson with Taka Michinoku. You bring these guys in. They don't know a lot of English. They're very hard to deal with because of the language barrier. And you can bring in translators. But at the end of the day, if you truly want to get over, you have to cut promos. You have to attend press conferences. And you have to talk to Americans. And the majority of Americans do not, unless they watch fucking anime with the fucking subtitles, they don't know how to speak Japanese. Sorry. Sorry about that. As James Storms would say, sorry about your damn luck. It's just that's how it is. It's not racism. It's not prejudice. People are going to come on this video and they're going to say, oh, you're being racist. You're against Japanese people. And the fact of the matter is I'm not. I'm being a realist here. It is not racist to say that people here in America predominantly don't speak Japanese and are not, don't find Japanese wrestling appealing. If they did, the rating for their show on Access TV would probably exceed WWE easily, if that were the case. But it doesn't. So it's not as over as you claim it to be. You want it to be over. That's your hopes and dreams. But there's a lot of things that people want to happen and don't. And never will happen because there are sane people in this world that stop the truly insane things from happening. And that's one of them. So there you go, guys. Those were my opinions on Hideo Itami, Hideo Idiocracy, Kenta. It's been your YWC champ, signing out.